What's the biggest lesson learned over all these years, Val?
Whew. Wow. Biggest lesson learned. You got to want to get out of bed to do this, right? I mean, there's whatever you're doing. I was young, still had brown hair and everything else, and I was gonna rule the world. And I honestly, seriously thought at a young enough, dumb enough age that if I needed to shift the orbit of the Earth half a degree, I could do it. Now I don't know how I was going to do it, but I could do it, and probably all by myself, right? And that's a young man talking. And
Yeah.
I deserve the punch in the face that young man should have received at that particular time. But I honestly, it's like it was just will, right? I could just will it through anything. So
That's that 25-hour a day
yes,
guy, right?
So I would say that is a couple of lessons. One, there are not 25 hours in a day, and working harder is not necessarily going to get you to your goal any faster. Just because you're pedaling twice as fast in 10th gear as the other guy is pedaling in first gear does not mean you're getting up the hill any faster. That's an important lesson. The second lesson is get up, keep moving forward, right? I have clearly jumped off and taken on things, companies and everything else that I probably had no freaking business wading off into, where I could have had some parent, relative, somebody going, what do you really know about that? And I'd be like, nothing. But sheer will, love, guts, determination, and the occasional candy bar will get me through, right? So take those risks. Everybody says it, but you have to be willing to get up when you get punched in the face. If you can't take a punch in the face, don't go wading out into the deep end. Stay in the shallow end, go to work, punch your clock, do your thing, crap about your boss, get in the car, go home. You have to be willing to be just absolutely set upon and crushed and know that you're going to spring back into your shape, right? And you're going to be able to get up and you're going to be able to go forward. If you can't do that, get out of this. And if you're in something that is a people business and you suck at people, then don't do it, or don't start without somebody phenomenal. I'm giving you yes for one. I'm giving you three. Don't start without somebody who's phenomenal with people. Quit it. Yeah. Don't do it. So those would be my three, and there's probably 10 more I could think of, but that middle one I think is the most important. Make sure you can get up. And I didn't. I mean, I've been crushed with other organizations trying to build them that I wasn't sure, right? It pushed me past my own limits, and it made me stronger. It made me better. But honestly, it makes you question when you take a hard enough hammering. You're like, whoa, hey, maybe 9 to 5 is not so bad. Maybe
sounds really good.
Yeah, I need to rethink this. And so you're gonna get, I guess, what do they say? You put steel in the fire and it gets stronger. It gets tempered. Be ready for that, because that's, if you want to be your own boss, if you want to hang it out there and get the rewards and the fruit of your labor, which isn't guaranteed, you're going to take a couple of, that's what I say. These things, I wear jackets because they're all lined with Kevlar, right? So I can take the flames and the bullets and keep coming. There's, I don't know, maybe other people, maybe I'm just the only one, wandering around in the minefield trying to figure out how to do this stuff. But that's been the most important thing for me is, I've had people, even with this company, we had a very, very rough 2015 for us. And I'd, one of the guys, I've seen this before, we're doomed. And I never lost more respect for a person ever than and it was sitting over lunch. I remember exactly where I was. I'm like, we're doomed. What? Right. You're all the way from, yes, it looks bleak, I will not lie, but doomed?
Yeah.
You've not looked death in the face. You don't know what doomed is. We will, I will find a way, I will make one. And we got out of it. It's like, I'm surprised we made it. I'm like, you're not getting that respect back from me. It's disappointing that you're all ready to throw in the towel, and we're in the foxhole, we're getting shelled, and now's the time for us to rally together. And you're like looking for the first white flag and Jeep out of here. It's like, no, come on. So Again, more answer than you wanted, but those have been the most important things for me. For me, if I end up in hell someday for living a miserable life, what I will be doing is I will be taking bolt A, I will be putting it in hole B for the rest of my life. That is the definition of hell. But there's people who can do that successfully and love it and build a lifetime around it and go live their life in other ways, and get a lot of reward out of that, and that's great. I'm not one of those people.